Coach, second game in a row that you guys fought pretty hard early and then a stretch of the game just kind of got away from you. Do you think that's more the other team figuring you guys out, things you guys are doing? What do you think might be the root of that?
I think that's what the game is. That's the nature of the game. It's like people think crunch time is the last 2 minutes of the game, and really crunch time is all during the game. Crunch time today was the time you're talking about. Crunch time Saturday at Boise State was 29-27, our ball, 2:44 to go in the first half. It was crunch time, meaning the pressure's on, and the pressure is being applied in a lot of different ways. It's being applied by the other team who might have really good players and they're really strong. It might be applied by a change of defense. It could be applied by a screaming crowd that's going nuts, because it could be applied by the opposing coach who's so mad his team's down 2 with 6 minutes to go in the first half when they're ranked 24th. It's like the pressure's on, and you never know when the pressure's on, so you got to learn how to play like the pressure's always on. And, that's what I said to our guys. If I see a team who can play that way in the second half against that team and have 3 turnovers and only have them make 3 threes and, we make 8, and, well, part of it is, okay, the nature of the game changed in the second half. It's called the pressure possibly is off, all right? Okay, I'm not going to say, what I'm going to say is, okay, I saw my team play the way it played in the second half, and I see what happened, like you're saying, in that game and this game, and we're going to say we got to learn how to get better when the pressure's on. And like I said, you got to get to be the kind of team, certainly we do. Other teams might be able to have something like that happen and then have the ability to just throw a flurry right back at the other team. I don't know if we'll be able to throw a flurry right back at the other team. So we got to learn how to really be good under pressure, like all the time. And that's, again, it's learned behavior. Like, okay, the game's always on the line. I got to play that way. And I think that, I know that's what I said to the guys. Happened Saturday against a team in first place in this league. Happened tonight against a team that's in first place in this league. And that's the lesson. And I'm going to take that. I'm not staring at the 77 and the 64 and getting emotional about that. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to solve the issue that we're talking about right now. Getting emotional about it's not going to solve it. Recognizing it and saying, we got to dig down and start to really attack that. Because I like the way our team played in the second half. I like the way our team played in the first 7 minutes of the game. Okay, well, we've said it over and over this year. Games are 40. And really what the game is, the game's on all the time. And having that mentality. And we got to keep getting better at that.
We mentioned at the press conference yesterday how good of a player Ladie is. And, he still had a great game, but you look at what their other players did from 3. That was a big equalizer in the first half. Just how did it make it that much harder when you have such a big guy and they're shooting that well early?
Well, it's the other thing I said right now. First half, 11 turnovers. So, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Was it our 11 turnovers that got them their shots in transition that sort of made them feel good, right? Was it our defensive miscues that we're making mistakes, and as we're making a mistake, well, there goes an offensive miscue. But in the grand scheme of things, what our guys know, and what I said to them too, is and what you find out is when you're not playing under pressure all the time, when you're in this level, 5th best conference, 3 teams in the top 25, talking about 5 and 6 teams, and you talk about Vegas, they've won 3, right? Well, they don't help you. They don't miss those shots. Like the teams right now, if they have any semblance of being open, even if they're not open, they still seem to make them because, well, they're good, right? If we were in the 17th rated conference, if we were in the 15th, well, guess what? They'd be helping us a little bit. These guys ain't helping us until such time as we get good at sort of that pressure, because then maybe they might feel it. And until we make them feel that, they're not going to help us. They're good. They're good players. They're well coached. So that's the challenge. And right now, it doesn't matter, right? They're not helping us, and it comes in the form of, as they have those big guys, that we have to constantly fight that fight. Yeah, seems like their 3-point shooters are shooting really well.
You look at a 3-day span of 2 tough games, having to travel. Just how nice is it to be able to stay home, have a few days off before another home game?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good. Our guys know what Fresno's going to do. We know how they're going to play against us. We know what they're going to do. The challenge is they're the one team in the league that plays us completely differently than anybody else. So at the juncture in the season where, I've been trying to say, okay, Colby's played a little bit. This kid West, 51, I'm trying to say, hey, can I get him in? Because that's what we got to do, and I'm sort of going that way. We're playing a team that's just going to play zone for 40 minutes and press, and now we played press tonight. Good. I don't think it really bothers, but it's good for us to be home and knowing who we're playing. And again, it'll be the same thing. They got a 6'9", 6'10" guy but our guys, we know. And now it's going to come down to sort of our ability to sort of be able to withstand, maintain, sustain, throughout the game. And been saying it all year, and this is what we got to focus on in February. See if we can. It's going to be the thing that makes us get better in February. That's the thing. We're going to gauge our improvement in this area that what we're talking about for the rest of the season.
Well, Jeff, you look at that team, so much size there. Just how hard did that make it that they don't have one guy? They have a lot of guys that are just big, long, and physical.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult. They always are in you, like, causing pressure and all that. And then especially when they shoot it, a lot of the shots, like, if they don't go in, like, we got to get a body on, and it feels like all of them are capable of getting the offensive rebound. So it's definitely a challenge. But, as Coach said, we just got to get in the weight room and just be stronger, be tough, and that won't be a problem.
Jeff, it's the second game in a row for you guys where you fought pretty hard the first few minutes and then they just go on a pretty big run. The game kind of gets away from you. Do you think that's more of them figuring you guys out, something you guys are doing wrong? What do you think's the root of that?
I think it's just us not responding to their up and pressure. Whether it was Boise State, they called the timeout, and then next thing you know, they went on a 16-0 run, or we won the first 4 minutes tonight, and then they went on their run basically the rest of the first half. It's just about responding to pressure. Coach Scott just preached it to us, and it's just something we got to look at in the mirror and figure out how we're going to do that. So,
How much more difficult are they when they're making the three-pointers like that, when Reese Waters makes 5 and they make 11? Are they just that much more difficult? Because they're not a team known for three-point shooting.
Yeah, it's definitely more difficult because the scout is like, don't give it to Ladie, keep it out the post, but then they come out and make these shots. But, that is a testament to, like, our turnovers. That was just, like, a response to that. We just didn't take care of the ball. 11 turnovers in the first half, and they get 8 threes. 3 turnovers second half, they get 3 threes. So, like, it's night and day when we can take care of the ball, because our best defense is our offense. And when our offense wasn't clicking, like in the first half, it gives them the opportunity to make those shots.
I know there's no moral victories, but the fact that you guys, I think it was 44-32 in the second half, can you hang your hat on that and just use that as a launcher point for good things?
Yeah, we can definitely use it as a stepping stone for better things. We just played the best 2 teams in the league, and for both those games, we had moments where we showed we can hang with anyone, but it just gets away from us. So, we can definitely hang our hat on that. But like you said, no moral victories, but we just got to respond on Saturday and get the dub.